When engaging in rideshare, whether driving for Uber or Lyft, one thing is becoming more and more apparent. It is very important to pay attention to the mental health of the passenger you're picking up. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another disturbing rideshare video. Paying attention to who the hell's getting in your car in terms of their mental capacity, their mental health fitness is very important. Point is, if somebody's getting in your car acting crazy, leave their ass by the side of the curb. This next story is a perfect example of that.
Action News has learned that a former Atlanta police officer accused of murdering his Lyft driver spent some time in handcuffs last year. Channel 2's Michael Seiden is live outside the Fulton County Jail with the trouble the officer got into before this latest murder arrest.
And Karen, this former APD officer waived his first appearance today. That's pretty common. Anytime a suspect is facing a murder charge, it's pretty rare for them to get a bond. In the meantime, though, as you mentioned, he's got a criminal history. We learned a little bit more about that when we got the report earlier today. He's the former Atlanta police officer accused of murdering a Lyft driver. On Wednesday, Kobe Minor told Union City Police that he shot and killed 35-year-old Reggie Folks because he thought Folks was a member of a gay fraternity and was trying to recruit him and kidnap him. But Folks' friends call those claims complete nonsense. In fact, they told us that he was a professional wrestler who was driving Lyft so he could earn some extra money.
So he was such a genuinely good dude. He just didn't deserve to go out this way.
It's a ball energy. He lit up the room every time he came in. Just an awesome person, man. He just starting to break out.
Minor's arrest for murder comes nearly 5 months after Milton police arrested him on drug charges. This is a copy of his mugshot from Christmas Eve 2023. According to an incident report, Milton police responded to a single vehicle crash where they found Minor conscious and breathing but confused about where he was. Officers also reported that when he stepped out of his wrecked car, he stumbled a few times and struggled to maintain his balance. When officers searched his vehicle, police discovered 20 Xanax pills that were not in their original container. Police charged Minor with possession of a controlled substance and added that they believed he was impaired at the time of the crash. So also in that report, they say that when Minor got out of that vehicle from that crash, another citation fell out. The officer apparently asked him where that came from, and that's when Minor told him, according to that report, that he had just been in another accident less than an hour before that. Now, of course, he was placed on unpaid administrative leave until he submitted his resignation yesterday. We'll stay on top of this case. For now, we are live outside the Fulton County Jail. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Former Atlanta police officer. Now, you hear the story. Obviously, unfortunately, has taken the life of a Lyft driver. Yet another rideshare driver perishes on the job. You already know Lyft is not going to do a damn thing for his family, not even a card or flowers at the guy's funeral. This is the case of this is what we deal with in rideshare, folks. This is exactly what can happen to virtually any of us. But in this case, you listen to the details of the story. This former Atlanta police officer on Christmas Eve, 5 months ago, DUI in possession of Xanax. And he had 20 fucking pills on him, 20 Xanax pills that were not in any type of prescription container. That should be, intent to distribute or what? 20 pills on him, and they're not in any type of container. Is that enough for personal consumption? I'll leave that up to the audience. But when you hear about what happened, he was caught at the scene of an accident, out of his fucking mind, 20 pills on him, and when they went to his car, they found a citation suggesting that less than an hour ago, he was involved in another crash. So he essentially got into 2 DUIs by the time they caught up with him. Yet you hear the story. He was on unpaid administrative leave and allowed to resign. What the fuck does it take to get fired? Why the hell wasn't he terminated? Why was he allowed to resign? Now keep in mind, because he was not fired, he resigned. That means he can go apply somewhere else. That does mean that. Now, if he can get this DUI type shit taken off of his record, driving under the influence of Xanax or whatever the hell it is, if he can get that reduced to a simpler charge, he's able to reapply to other police departments. He resigned. So you contact Atlanta. Yeah, he worked here for this period from here to here, but they're not really allowed to tell you what was going on in his record. Or why, maybe he got a sergeant, or maybe he knows another officer on the force that is willing to give him a reference. He can show he went through training camp. He went through the academy in Atlanta, became an officer there. Here's 2 or 3 officers from Atlanta that are giving him references, maybe friends of his on the force. He's good for another police job. This is how this shit works. This is how bad this is. This guy could end up on the force again in the future. But unfortunately, in this case, because he murdered somebody, that's out of the question. But that shows how bad the police unions protect folks. If he hadn't murdered this damn driver, he could actually have had 2 DUIs and been out in the force again. But in regards to this driver, he actually claimed he thought the driver was in a gay fraternity and was in the process of trying to kidnap him. This story seems outlandish, but it's not. It's really not. We covered the story of Phoebe Copas last year, a female that murdered her rideshare driver as well. She believed he was trying to take her into Mexico, shot the guy in the back of the head and killed him. So this does happen. We get passengers that get in our vehicle, don't believe you're following the GPS or believe you're driving erratic because their ass is paranoid when they get in the damn car, think you're onto something, and suddenly begin to attack you. In some cases, they are armed. Remember, Lyft and Uber don't want you armed. They don't say a damn thing about the passengers. We're picking up people carrying weapons all the damn time. So if you are a rideshare driver and you're taking the advice of Uber or Lyft and driving unarmed, you're doing that at your own potential peril. Something to slice or poke with, a firearm if you're comfortable, every trip with every passenger, every single damn time. Don't leave yourself open to shit like this. Nevertheless, have you picked up a passenger that you knew was a complete fucking mental case? What did you do? Did you kick him out of the vehicle? I have told folks, either look, your destination is right here because they knew they was out of their rabbit ass mind and would not know they were at the wrong location, or just got out of the vehicle and told them you got to get out. I have kicked people out. Have you ever done something like that? Do you feel bad for doing it? I didn't. I don't feel safe driving with an idiot behind me in a moving vehicle. Let your boy know in the comments. As always, feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.